Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here from the road. Just left Iowa, had a great time out there. I want to Pat Miletich and his family for inviting me to their home and having a great dinner and a great conversation with the guy last night. So much more than I was even able to discuss with him, Jeffrey Wilson, and Luca, who is also a documentary filmmaker. I really got to check out his film. Sagan Addict is probably going to be the first one I check out, but really looking forward to that. So last night after dinner, I got home, or not home, I got to a hotel. I call hotels home now because I'm on the road, for those that don't know. Pump the video up. And I see this story that a judge who was presiding over the Deutsche Bank case of corruption, in which they were also happening, guys. Something shocking, something grotesque, something so in your face that you have to ask the question, what was this really about? Okay? When rubber hits the road, and sorry guys, we're on these country roads. Deutsche Bank and its corruption was being exposed, and case it also involved payments to Jeffrey Epstein. The judge there, Esther Salas, a hitman, came to her home. Let me repeat this: a hitman, no doubt about it, a hitman. Apparently dressed up like a delivery driver. I'm not sure if it was FedEx, UPS, who knows. Came to the door and assassinated her son, and her husband, I believe, is still alive in critical condition, but I did not check this morning before I left. This was nothing more than a message, and possibly they were looking to silence her as well. Apparently, she was in the basement as this happened, and I hope people understand that this is a reality when you start trying the banking system, when you start trying the human traffickers, when you start trying the real drug dealers, right? Anybody remember that JP Morgan ship with the billions in cocaine in it? You got it? You understand how this is working? And I mean, thoughts and prayers go out to this judge, Esther Salas. I can't imagine something like that happening to me and my family. And it kind of shows you, like, once you hit a certain level, they'll come for you. And when I was, doing the loose change stuff and it was going viral, so many of the... And I said, well, number one, I'm more afraid now that we've got a system that's propagated the death of millions overseas based in a false event, and I'm scared to death that we had this event 9/11 and the true perpetrators were never ever brought to justice, and more than likely smiling at us on television after the fact, telling us who we needed to. 9/11 now, 2001 is a long time, about to turn 42. And, I was 22 when it happened. Maybe 23. Time's flying. But, I was in my early 20s. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, they pumped the fear into us. But at some point, you got to step up, right? But then you look at actual eyewitnesses, you look at actual law enforcement that won't back down, and actual judges that are in positions of power. And those are the real targets, right? You look at the Kennedy assassination. You look at how many of those eyewitnesses that were down there at Dealey Plaza that met sudden deaths. The odds were astronomical, okay? And you look at even Ricari, and if you don't know who Ricari is the police officer that really tried to go after Epstein during the Palm Beach case and got railroaded at every turn. And a couple years back, he died of a sudden illness. Now, I'm not saying something happened with Ricari there. I don't know. But it's awfully suspicious. He looked like a pretty fit guy. And I think he died at like 51 suddenly. well before they arrested Epstein, because I've been covering this case for over a decade. And what frightens me most about this was not the Ghislaine Maxwell case, but this was a separate case, because there's so many people that were involved with that man one way or another. Thumbs the video up, guys, subscribe and share, join the Burmese Brigade. That I hope we're not going to see more of this, but we talked about it, right? We talked about Ghislaine Maxwell, and whatever she says and does at this point, to me, is almost moot, because I feel like what they're trying to do is find out where the bodies are buried, where the evidence lies, and they're looking to bring in the cover-up crew, the cleanup crew, to ensure that the buck stops with Ghislaine Maxwell and possibly a few others that they may hang out to dry. But the truth of the matter is, in the Ghislaine Maxwell lawsuits, even though the woman is now in jail, awaiting trial with no bail, and had all sorts of bank accounts to the tune of maybe 20 million, they suspected, with 6 backers who are willing to put up $5 million for her, with no way to know where her money was coming from still to this day, right? A judge rules that Virginia Giuffre Roberts has to destroy evidence and paperwork they received on those lawsuit cases. That's not suspicious. That's not effed up. And if you're joining us late, once again, Esther Salas, who is a judge out of New Jersey, was presiding over the Deutsche Bank case of corruption, which also involved payments to one Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I'm not even saying that this is necessarily a 100% Epstein related, okay? But it shows you, when you go up against the big boys, when you have not only a voice like mine, when you're not just putting out documentary films or doing commentary or, even being InfoWars-esque and Alex Jones, when you are the police officer, when you are the FBI agent, when you are the district attorney, right? I mean, think about Elliot Spitzer for a minute. DA out of New York. A lot of people credit Roger Stone with taking him down, and now Roger Stone is some kind of hero, and Elliot Spitzer was taken down via just regular prostitution, right? Oh, you mean the New York elitists over there? They're not into prostitutes? Who are you fooling? Selective reporting even then. And the truth was that Spitzer was starting to look at 9/11 and certain aspects of it. And they ruined his career. Spitzer was high profile enough where I guess they didn't have to send a hit squad to his house and try to assassinate his family. Okay? And I believe that more than likely Esther was on the hit list, and that, whoever was there to send a message to anybody. And it's sad, man. That's a 20-year-old kid that's dead now. 20-year-old kid did nothing. Didn't even get a chance to live his adult life. Why? Because high-level criminals who are above the law are out there. And they are the predator class. And the predator class protects their own. And they're not worried about taking out a judge. They're not worried about taking out law enforcement. And that's scary. When I saw that yesterday, I got shivers down my spine. I was like, damn, man. That is, that's something you see out of a movie, right? And, in a movie, people want to watch and it's entertaining, but I want people to understand this ain't no movie. This is real life. And we need to support this woman. And I'm hoping that, out of this tragedy, she decides that she's going full board. She's going hardcore. And if there are people out there that can help her, that can get her some kind of real protection, get to the bottom of this, that we continue to press on these issues, please, let's do it. But let's get this story out there. It's a scary one for sure. It's a frightening one. But it's just another window into how the world actually works, how the world really works. And unfortunately, the world can be a very, very dark place. But as you guys know, I'm on the road, trying to not make it such a dark place, trying to find all that freedom. And I had a great time over the past couple days. It was great to be out at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Iowa. Again, it was great to be out at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Iowa amongst thousands of people. The official numbers seem to be discussed while I was there and on other broadcasts. Militich says that he thinks it was actually up to 4,000. Anything where thousands of people were getting together, all races, all creeds, I'm all about it. I need to find more of it. So, Pat suggested I go head to Montana, out in Gillespie. However, they have some kind of draconian rule set up over there. And I don't know that I'm going to go, and we're going to see. But right now I'm headed to Kansas City, Missouri, and I didn't get to stop in Kansas City before. I wanted to give it a chance because I did have such a good time in Missouri while I was there. Perhaps I will end up going back to the place I was outside of St. Louis on the way back. I'm not quite sure, I'm in no rush to get back to New York, and it's an authoritarian dictatorship run by Andrew, the gangster Cuomo. So I just want to thank all of you guys, all the crew out there for continuing to support me. And yeah, thank you guys. If you can, hit the GoFundMe, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. I don't even know if we hit the halfway point to 2,500 yet, and we got about 10 days left. But my goal is today to get back into a hotel before 6 p.m. Eastern and go live with John Fitch for Mixed Martial Mindset, and possibly pump out, a few more videos, studio style, tonight. And if the hotel's good, stay there a couple days and continue to do the same, because, that's my bread and butter. So I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the